4-1 lead for Sandy Alcantara and the Dominican Republic. Top of the order due up for Team Venezuela. First pitch swinging for Ronald Acuna Jr. down the right field line and out of play. He grounded to Machado at third his first time up. After him, Michael Garcia and Luis Ariz. 4 for 11 with a home run in the WBC for the Braves right fielder. So yonder between the 4-run output early here for the Dominican and that double play ball to essentially face the minimum in that last half inning. How good do you think Sandy feels right now?
Oh, he's got to feel great. I mean, you look at a pitcher's best friend, a double play on one pitch, and then you get the home run pop that we've seen throughout the whole tournament. It's a pretty good recipe if you're Albert Pujols.
Soto, Marte, and Vladdy providing that offense for Sandy and Albert Pujols. Sure to be a Hall of Famer eventually. I've got a hunch. But he's also expressed a desire to manage in the big leagues one day. He has managed back home in the Dominican prior to this tournament, and right now trying to do what has only been done once for the Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic, and that's win it all. They went undefeated 8-0 in 2013.
You've got Ronald Acuna now at first base, a good guy who can go on the first two pitches. Sandy takes a long time to deliver the ball to home plate.
There he goes. No throw from Wells. And what we have seen, listen, we see it every summer too, but what we've seen in this tournament in just a few days here for Ronald Acuna Jr., he can take the game over.
Yeah, he's just playing varsity versus JV guys. That's essentially what he's doing right now. He can hurt you with his legs, he can hurt you on defense, and obviously we know about the bat.
That's into center field, down for a base hit, and this could be extra bases for Michael Garcia. He gets to second, standing an RBI double, and Venezuela inches back.
Just a really good swing right there. The cousin of Ronald Acuna, Michael Garcia, one of the most improved players in 2025 with the Kansas City Royals. Gets a two-seamer right there, doesn't try to do too much. He can feel that double with Julio playing it to right center. Los tambores.
That'll bring out the pitching coach, Wellington Cepeda, who was the bullpen coach with the Marlins, so knows Sandy extremely well. And the thing of it is, as good as the start has been for the Dominican Republic, Venezuela came in having scored 21 runs, second most in the pool. They can get the offense going quick early.
Yeah, they sure can. And they've got another one of the best pure hitters in the game of baseball in Luis Ariz. You're Luis Ariz right now, you're slowing down the game. You understand what's in front of you. Man on second, no outs. You want to get that guy to third base. Via the hit, via just a ground ball to second or first base. You're playing a little small ball here.
With all the sluggers, right, and all the home runs in the lineup, you might look at it and say, really, Luis Ariz in the 3 spot? But because he handles the bat so well, 3 batting titles, 3 consecutive years representing 3 different teams. He can drive in runs if there's guys on base. He can drive in runs if there's guys on base. That one toward the corner. Garcia scores. Ariz will stop at second base. It's 4-3.
Gets a changeup right here. Sits back on it. Just such a short swing. Omar Lopez talked about it, right? There's just something different when he wears this uniform.
Wilson Contreras with a chance to tie it off the end of the bat. Foul. And an RBI single in the first inning. Well, yonder, it's delivered so far. Oscar Brazaban loosens in the Dominican bullpen. Talked about it in the open. Acuna and Arise hooking up to drive this offense. Venezuela answering with a couple of runs that the Dominican scored in the top of this inning. 2 runs home, runner on second, still nobody out, and pitch number 40 coming for Sandy.
Well, we know in the past Wilson Contreras has hit well against Sandy Alcantara. Already with a base hit the other way.
Oh, and 2. The first Cy Young Award winner in a Marlins uniform, and there have been some terrific pitchers to wear that outfit. Trying to navigate the Venezuela lineup here. He strikes out Contreras.
It's a good 2-seamer right there, down and away. See that run in life. Some good stuff by Sandy so far.
Now Sal Perez. Rise at second, 1 away. Check swing back to Sandy. Looks at the runner. Spins and throws to get the out. 2 down.
Those two got a good relationship. Played together in San Diego. Both live in Miami, Florida. Now, one of them is with the Giants.
Right. Rise with the Giants coming up in 2026, so they won't be friends for long. Here's William Contreras. Rise 90 feet away. That's the tying run. Last of the 3rd. Ground ball. Marte waits for it. Couple home for Venezuela. 4-3 the score. We got a good one.
Here we go. 5, 4.
At MLB Network, covering baseball isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
You're about to be entertained and amazed. So I just want to show you a few at-bats, because it was incredible.
Connecting fans to the game is in our DNA.
Welcome, everyone, to MLB Tonight, the national pregame show.
He added 2 new pitches this year.
In season.
Hello, family.
Off season.
Not every day we hand out Cy Young awards.
Every season.
That's how we do it here.
This is MLB Network, the home of baseball.
Just given the time of year and the pitch restrictions in this tournament, you really do rely a lot on your bullpen if you're going deep. And these two teams have really good bullpens that have put together some good runs so far through pool play. 18 innings has been asked of the Venezuela bullpen, and the exit velo against a lot of soft contacts. Antonio Senzatella, 31-year-old, representing the Colorado Rockies. The third pitcher tonight for Team Venezuela misses upstairs to Junior Caminero and Julio Rodriguez and Austin Wells. Those his numbers mostly as a starter last year. First time in the World Baseball Classic.
Out of Valencia, Venezuela. Remember being with the Rockies. Ian Desmond will call him the Little Prince because, well, there's another guy from Valencia, Venezuela, called King Felix. We called him the Little Prince.
Felix pretty good.
One of the better teammates I've had in my career since Sotella.
There's a strike at 96 miles an hour.
And that's where you're going to get a lot of fastballs. He really relies on the fastball. Times will get hurt. Obviously, we know about Colorado and how the ball flies, but been working on the slider, the curveball.
I think it's fair to say that ballpark in this one played a little differently.
That's the slider. That's a new pitch for him right there. Slider, sweeper. He didn't really have that previous years. More of a curveball over the top guy. There it is again. Another slider.
2-2. Tapped in front of home plate. Contreras. High throw and a little collision. Looks like everybody's okay. Had to pop it up over the runner.
That's all right. Brother to the brother love right there. It's that little cutter. You see Contreras waving off Senzatella.
Now Julio Rodriguez. Ground out to short his first time. There's a strike. A moment ago we saw a shot of Johan Santana. I mean, again, if the coaching staffs on an off day in the WBC wanted to get together and have like a sandlot game,
man,
that would draw a crowd.
Must watch.
Both sides are loaded with talent, and the back of the baseball card filled up on both sides. There's Johan Santana, one of the great pitchers ever, never mind just from Venezuela. Seen a lot of Miguel Cabrera. Victor Martinez in the foreground there. We had to get Albert Pujols back on track to talk about the game because he was speaking so highly of his own coaching staff before the game today. Strikeout there for Senzatella, dialing up 99 miles an hour.
Coming out of the bullpen. We're going to have more gas. We're going to have more energy. 98 at the top of the zone.
Here's Austin Wells. Goes after the first one, fouls it away.
Talked to Austin Wells earlier today. I said, how you doing? He goes, que lo que? I was like, okay.
So he's getting
It's fitting in.
That's right.
Like a glove. Que lo que, the slang for how you doing? Hello, Dominican.
Nothing in 2 on Wells, who struck out his first time. Lays off the fastball upstairs. Both of these teams are moving on. We know that. The winner gets Korea Friday. The loser gets Japan Saturday. So this about seeding for those two managers and bragging rights. And don't shortchange the latter either.
I would think the slider back foot here is in play. He's thrown some good ones so far.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Just off the edge.
You get a crowd like this with the excitement. Everybody wants that pitch called. Little baby cutter back door right there. Hey, Morales is right. That was a ball. How about the fans? You think they want this?
Love the passion. We have had a ton of that here. Geraldo Perdomo. Ground ball was just 1 for 11 against Sensatella in the regular season, but a hit there, and it's first and third, 2 outs.
Regular season, that's a whole nother different thing. World Baseball Classic. Got to be ready on that fastball. He gets the fastball. How important it is to turn the lineup over. Now you've got a hot Tatis. He's been a little tardy on the fastball all game. See, Sensatella would like to go up the ladder here with 98-99 at the top of the zone.
A 2-out walk kick-started this rally here for the Dominican Republic. Has not yet had an official at bat with a runner in scoring position tonight. 11 for 29 in the WBC, however. They got the 4 runs on the strength of 3 home runs. This is their 4th game, 3rd time that they've had 3 homers already.
He's also seen Tatis make adjustments, seeing what's in front of him.
1-0. Tip foul.
Yeah, he's been late on fastballs all game.
This is not the starting lineup. I know it looks like a long list. This is players with a home run in this World Baseball Classic for the DR. Just about everybody getting involved. And Tatis gets involved in a big way. 3-run homer.
Party in Miami, and I'm sure there's a party in San Pedro de Macorís.
They're just plain scary.
I mean, we're at a 2-0 count right now, and I just want to know what's happening in the dugout.
It started with a walk, and just how many times have they been able to do that because the opposing pitchers have to be so careful, and that offense is so patient. It leads to extra base runners. It ratchets up the pressure. That's Garcia, who is playing towards short. 3 in the inning. 3 on one swing of the bat. Nando goes deep. DR in front. It has been a party on the first base side of this field all night long. And the hype man, the most recent hype man at least, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Take your pick.
Yeah. 7-3 the score, bottom of the 4th inning.
You told me he wanted to hit a home run today during batting practice. How are you feeling? He goes, I'm going to go deep today. All right. You always have a hunch.
Mission accomplished. Huáscar Brazoban out of the bullpen, so the night done for Sandy Alcantara. It's amazing that you say that as you see the numbers for Brazoban last year with the Mets. Because these players are great, all of them on the field, especially tonight. These guys are all established big leaguers and studs and superstars and future Hall of Famers. And just kind of alone, right? But then you put them together. You put them on this stage. You put them in this ballpark with this atmosphere, and they all manage to find another gear.
Yeah. And this roster's been put together for a long time. A lot of these guys knew early on that they were going to be on this squad. You know, where there's the group texts and the talks with a lot of people obviously living in the offseason in the Dominican Republic. They get together, they train together. And Albert talked about it. These guys started getting ready for the World Baseball Classic in December, November, where a lot of these times you start hitting and getting prepared for something like that late to mid-December or early January. Not these guys. They knew what was in front of them.
And we've talked about it. The atmosphere does not feel like March 11th. It feels like late September, late October. And you know what? I think you'd agree. A lot of the swings and approaches kind of feel like advanced summer at-bats. may have to freshen up the turf outside that first base dugout because they have been bouncing and dancing around. Brazoban picks up the strikeout at 97.
Turf or not, I mean, Brazoban's throwing that heavy sink at 97 miles an hour. We know the success he had with right-handed hitters last year. A 194 average mark. It's just been unbelievable for the Mets.
And before the Mets, Brazoban was a Marlin, so knows this ballpark pretty well. He's the first one called upon after Sandy Alcantara. Goes 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, couple of walks, 3 strikeouts. As we tie a bow on Sandy's day, we talked about revenge. What'd you make of his night?
I thought he was outstanding. I thought he composed himself, made the pitches when he needed to. Had some traffic, but got the big double play when needed, got the big strikeout when needed.
Jackson Chourio takes a strike. Chourio a little limited with his playing time in this tournament. Didn't play in the first couple of games. Banged up, just wanted to give him some extra days to rest and recoup. Of course, there is a Brewers season to follow. But at this point, it was more precautionary than anything else. Make sure he gets as close to 100% as possible. He's been out there the last couple of games.
That's 2 for Austin Wells already in this at bat. Off the shin guard. You usually get a lot of those with Brazoban. That 2-seamer with that run and sink.
Signed by the Rockies in 2012, pitched in their organization until 2017. Couldn't find a big league team. Next few seasons, indie ball, winter leagues. And comes up with the strikeout. His second, 2 away.
Oh, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keeps throwing that 2-seamer with that sink right up the hands.
Lineup card flips over for Ronald Acuna Jr. Grounded out in the first, walked, stole a base, and scored in the third.
Likes to swing on the first pitch.
Gregory Soto, the lefty, for the Dominican Republic in their bullpen. Once again, the offense funneling through Ronald Acuna Jr. That one gets through Austin Wells to the backstop. And Abreu to second base.
Packed house. Man, what a treat.
This is great. Just do me a favor, make sure you don't let our bosses know that this is work. There's a strike. Two balls and 1 strike. Here it comes from Brazoban. Shot toward third, foul.
How about the kid? There we go.
Rip foul. Now, that was just one of many great shots that we've had through this week of pool play. And no matter where you might be on planet Earth, watching the rest of this tournament, a lot of what you see and hear through the eyes and ears of the extremely talented and dedicated crew here in Miami. Acuna Jr. has more life. Our researcher Elijah Ackerman put in weeks to give us the bios on every player in this pool, and Austin Wells might need weeks of ice after
Acuna
this.
Acuna has more life, and Austin Wells has more bruises.
2-2. Been a fun week so far here in Miami as Jose Butto comes out of the bullpen to face Juan Soto. Soto, Guerrero Jr. and Manny Machado. Third game here for the Giants pitcher, 27 years old.
5-pitch mix. Changeup's his best pitch. We've seen a tick on his four-seamer though. A little bit more, a little harder.
Former teammates squaring off to start this inning.
I think it's fair to say Venezuela now knows a thing or two on Soto hitting the fastball. For the first at bat, it hasn't been too many after that.
Yeah.
Just the show fastball and a lot of more changeups and sliders.
That one's in the air toward left center field and room for Churio.
Let's take a look at the first at bat. We talked about the fastball and how this team loves to hit the fastball. First pitch, okay. Second pitch, all right, make an adjustment. Fastball at the top of the zone. I just love how behind the baseball he is, how flat his swing is.
He got the scoring started with that two-run home run. And home runs by Marte. And the man in the box, Vlad Guerrero, in the third inning. And a three-run homer for Fernando Tatis Jr. in the fourth. 7-3 Dominican lead here, top five.
Got a slider on that home run.
shortstop. Worm burner for Tovar. 2 away. Gonna bring up Manny Machado. Manny, a strikeout in the first, ground out in the third.
Off this lineup, the first 4 hitters for the Dominican, 7 runs.
Setting the table for sure. Good hop for Tovar. And a good inning for Venezuela. 7-3. Well, a little work to do for Team Venezuela to improve these numbers. They started 0-4 against the Dominican Republic in World Baseball Classic history. That one was their last meeting in 2023 when they won pool play. So they've done some damage against Italy and some other clubs, trying to get over the hump. And at this point, Omar Lopez and company trying to get back from a 7-3 deficit right here. And they've got the offense to do it. It's just a matter of whether they can do it against a Dominican bullpen that trots out Juan Mejia.
We talked about that Dominican bullpen. 15 2/3, no runs, 17 strikeouts. They've just been outstanding. And I asked Albert, like, what does it mean to have a bullpen like this? He said, well, I have about 14 guys and 12 of them are closers.
Yeah.
The other 2 are setup guys. Take your pick.
1-1 to Michael Garcia.
Mejia, fastball slider guy. That's what you're going to get. 98 with that nasty slider to go with it.
And to your point about the pitching, again, they go with a Cy Young winner in Game 4. They've been loaded when it comes to the pitching. That one goes off of Mejia, off of Marte, and into center field. A sharply hit ball for Garcia to start this 5th inning.
3 for 3 on the day right there. I would think that would be a hit. Another sharp ball. For a guy who is the most improved player last year, I would think, in my eyes, for the Kansas City Royals, an all-star, Gold Glover.
Both of these teams pretty much come to the plate in the midst of a rally. Their offenses are that good.
How about that take?
He's a
Statue of Liberty. That's what we call it.
And you can watch those eyes just scan the field to see where the defense is. And oftentimes he'll just, like wee Willie Keeler, hit them where they ain't. Sees that Manny's a little off the line at third. Hole on the right side of the infield.
I asked the rise in the offseason, when did you start hitting? He said the next day after I came back from the season. I said, okay. I think World Baseball Classic, he's getting ready for it early on.
Right. This one popped up. Machado will have room.
Well, a lot tougher than it seems. He makes it look very easy. Takes a peek at the wall. Knows he's got room. That ball's going to come back. And well, if you hit it to him, more than not, it's going to be an out.
Wilson Contreras, 1 on and 1 out.
This is that part of the game where it becomes very difficult. Next 3 innings, you're going to see some arms coming out of both pens. And it's the tricky part with these managers is how much leash do you give them?
And that's the tricky part of this game. As Andres Machado loosens in the bullpen, we talked to both managers about this. Of course, that competitive edge is there to win, and what it would mean to beat the other side in a competition like this. They both on board with that, no doubt. So from that point of view, there is no dip in intensity for this, but at the same time, both also know they are moving on.
That's right.
No matter what happens. And they also both know if they're going to win the tournament, which both have their eyes set on that, they're going to have to beat good teams anyway.
Well, that's the beauty of our sport. You just can't wing it. Where you go to a play, maybe perhaps another sport, basketball, football, and you're playing in these types of tournaments, and you say, all right, we're gonna pass. You just can't do that. You go to the All-Star game, just because it's the All-Star game, they're not going to be throwing any slower. They're going to be throwing just as hard.
Right.
As a hitter, you're going to try to do the same thing you're doing. So you got to earn the 27 outs, and you got to earn every inning.
Winner gets Korea Friday. Loser gets the 3-time and defending champion Japan Saturday. And from the games Friday and Saturday and on, those are single elimination knockouts. May have broken his bat on the pop to shallow right center field from Marte. So the team that wins gets the top seed in Pool D. They'll get Korea in the quarterfinals. The team that loses, they are second, and they get Japan. They'll be in this ballpark as they funnel to the quarterfinals here. Quarterfinals will also be in Houston, and then the semis and finals will be in this ballpark alone. So the whole tournament will commence here at Lone Depot Park in Miami, just as it did in 2023. And if the first week is any indication, the second week of this tournament is going to be must-see TV.
Buckle up.
0-1 to Salvi Perez. 6 up and in on the hands. One, two. Lofted out towards shallow center. Perdomo there. 7-3 Dominican. Dominican Republic trying to do what they did in 2013, and that is win the whole thing. They went 8-0 behind these players' performances in 2013. The only time that they've been to a final. They are certainly poised to get there again. It was Robinson Cano that was the MVP of that World Baseball Classic.
The beginning of Plátano power.
That's right. And we've seen Edwin Encarnacion floating around the ballpark this week, too.
He's got a great academy in Santo Domingo. Does a ton of stuff for his country.
Andres Machado takes over. 32-year-old. Pitching in Japan. The Oryx Buffaloes right now. And there's a strike to Junior Caminero. Then Julio Rodriguez and Austin Wells in the 6th. 7-3 Dominican. Ties him up.
Fastball, changeup, slider. A day like today, you see guys who top at 96, 97 miles an hour. They've got a couple clicks. Start seeing 98, 99, 100.
A little extra juice, no doubt about that. And one of the league leaders in juice has been Junior Caminero. He has been an energy guy for sure. Chops this one toward third. Michael Garcia makes the play.
Talk about this lineup. It really's been just the top 4 hitters. Other than that, Not much offense from the bottom tier of this lineup, where we've seen a collective 1 through 9 throughout this tournament. Really good pitching, though.
Yeah, this is probably the most evenly matched when it comes to starters, relievers, offenses for either of these clubs when it comes to their opponents in pool play. 0-1 to Julio Rodriguez, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Ground out in the second, strike out in the fourth. That's to second base, and Arise puts it away.
Luis Arise right there. Feels like that ball caught him. Absolute rocket. Watch this.
That's 1 point for the sprite charts right there.
Hey now.
Yeah. 107 off the bat. Here's Austin Wells. Walked and scored in the fourth inning. A 3-run fourth. And a 3-run shot by Tatis Jr. One ball, one strike. Goes to the changeup to get ahead. Machado has been pitching in Nippon professional baseball since after the 2023 season. Big part of their bullpen the last couple of years. A 2.15 ERA, 51 saves in 111 games. All-star over there in 2024.
We talked about that 4-pitch mix. Last major league appearance was in 2023, and he's been one of the best all-star closers out of Japan.
Off the end of the bat and drops in for a base hit for Austin Wells to keep the 6th inning alive. Wells has been aboard a couple of times tonight.
He gets another changeup right here. With 2 strikes, shortening up. Doesn't try to do too much for a guy who works on his craft barefoot. Gets one off the end of the bat right there for a knock.
They got a million of them. Here's Perdomo. And caught by Garcia, who was in on the grass. 7-3 our score in Miami.
Baseball and community go hand in hand. And with Pitch, Hit, and Run, you can make a lasting impact. Scan the QR code to sign up and host an event.
Welcome back. One more look at 2023 and who the pool play MVPs were. Yu Chang and Tai Chung. No shock. Shohei Ohtani in Tokyo only hit 500 with a 1684 OPS. Randy Arozarena in Phoenix, and Salvador Perez, who is back representing Venezuela yet again. The captain, this is 4th WBC. It was all WBC in 2023. This one skied near the pitcher's mound. Who's going to take it? Vladdy. 1 pitch, 1 out for Sir Anthony Dominguez out of the Dominican Republic bullpen here in the 6th.
He's been lights out in this tournament. We've also seen him lights out in the postseason play last year, pitching in Game 7, that 10th inning, with the bases loaded, getting out of the jam. Been with the Phillies as well in the World Series. Electric stuff.
Certainly some big game experience, and this has had a big game feel all night long. Both teams are moving on. We know that. Winner gets Korea Friday, loser Japan Saturday. 0-1 to Wilyer Abreu is outside.
Pitching for the White Sox this year. Out of Esperanza Valverde.
It's been one of the more electric arms in Major League Baseball for a number of years now. "31 years old, 2 years, $20 million deal with the White Sox. And this is his first World Baseball Classic. And a strike at the top of the zone to Abreu.
It's been a big zone all night. And at this point, you can argue all you want, but you know the zone's been like that for both sides.
Three and 2. Lays off, they check, no swing. Third time he's been on with a single and a couple of walks.
I think he held. What is the ruling on that? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's more of a judgment call than anything else. We all think it's one thing, but it's not anything.
Well, if you see some check swings in the 70s and 80s,
it's true.
That definitely did not go.
That's true. Ezequiel Tovar was due up. He struck out a couple of times. So it'll be Andres Jimenez. Also maybe playing the platoons here a bit, with Tovar being a right-handed hitter and Jimenez hitting from the left side. And I will say this as well, they don't lose anything defensively with this change. Both guys are great with the glove.
Oh.
One ball and one strike with Abreu at first. That one lifted foul, the right side and into the seats. Take a quick second to give a little love to our producer Michael Trainer. He's captained us through some amazing shows this week. He'll continue on through the finals. Our director John Moore, all he's done is influence hundreds of sports TV production folks that are behind the scenes of a lot of games that we all watch every single night. Our executive producer Chris Pfeiffer, who's always been a great support to all of us, and I don't think has slept since Ohtani struck out Trout in an effort to be prepared for this World Baseball Classic. I just wish I had something better to say than thank you, Chris.
Poe Cruz been 5 stars. exceptional.
We have absolutely been blessed as pool play wraps up here. Ball and 2 strikes to Jimenez. Bounces this one. That stays fair for Vladdy. He'll step on the bag. Not sure if that was going to hit the lip, take a right-hand turn or not.
He played that very well. He came and charged this ball. Gave Morales, the home plate umpire, with the call, fair foul. He was right on top of it. Comes in on it, making sure he's in fair ground with the ball. At this point, you're out to out.
Yeah.
And Venezuela's base to base.
Here's Churio. Takes down low. He struck out his last time up, grounded into a double play. And again, still some baseball to be played. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. But you could put a little circle around that double play because Sandy rolled that twin killing.
Yeah.
Helped to settle him down. He got another inning. Kept momentum on the side of the Dominican.
And usually it's not the big strikeout. It's not the pop-up. It's the double plays that just cuts the rallies. They're a killer for a team. A team that hasn't really slugged all that much. It's been more about gap to gap, stealing bases. Like a Dominican team, you can say, okay, we can hit a 3-run homer with the best of them.
And they have. 2-1.
Besides Acuna and Arraez, hasn't been too much home runs for this Venezuelan team.
Yeah, the stats show that there are threats. It's just a matter of, that group has hit about 250 coming in. And time called by Gabe Morales. Make sure you engage with the hitter. Abreu at second, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 7-3, bottom 6. Machado at third, slings it to first to get the out. 7-3. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Incorporated and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. It has been an excellent atmosphere for the week that we've been here. Tonight in and of itself has been just absolutely electric as Angel Serpa comes on to pitch. It's his third outing in this WBC, and he gets Tatis to tap that one foul.
The ground ball machine is in play right now for Serpa. Sinker, slider, occasional changeup, but once a starter, now a reliever, one of the better ones for the Brewers.
And a called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Good start for Serpa in this 7th.
It's a little quick pitch action right there. Fastball in the third, just frozen.
Now Ketel Marte is single and a run scored in the first, and the home run is next time up. Also a ground out tonight.
You want to know how important this 7th inning is. You've got Ketel Marte, who's a 500 slugger career-wise right-handed. You got Tatis, who's already homered, but yet you put the lefty in this inning for Soto.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You don't want Soto with people on base or any time. He's a threat.
I saw Jimenez staying in the game at shortstop. 2 balls and no strikes on Marte. He sends a fly ball out to center field. Drifting back is Chourio. He's got room on the edge of the track, and there are 2 away. Yeah, because you have those 3-batter minimums. That's another one of the rules, obviously, that crosses over from Major League Baseball into the World Baseball Classic. The bigger bases, the pitch clocks, the replays, the disengagements, all that kind of stuff. No ABS. That's the only essentially new baseball rule that's not in play. But here is Soto. 2-run home run in the first. Strikeout and a flyout.
Soto loves going to left center. When he's facing a guy like this in Serpa, likes to see it as deep as possible.
Chourio in center field shaded a couple of steps toward right center. Abreu in left, maybe shaded a step or 2 toward left center. Pretty much standing room only in this building tonight. Great support for all 5 teams in Pool D. Time called by Soto. One, 2. Bouncing ball over the mound. Tough play for Jimenez, and he coughs it up. Soto was going to reach anyway. Just a tough play. And Jimenez about as good as they come at shortstop. So an infield hit right there, but it's been the home run that's carried the offense.
Yeah, the fastball with Soto. Ketel Marte gets another one. Laddie, we've seen that before. And well, how about this? Fernando Tatis Jr. hitting the hanging slider. It's been electric.
They've hit so many home runs, we have to go beyond the tertiary color to try to differentiate all the home runs. This has been an amazing output of runs. 41 already through just 4 games, and they'll be guaranteed a 5th. If they win, it'll be Friday.
A lot of people in the Dominican Republic, they're saying this is the dream team. This is the best team this Dominican team has had representing the World Baseball Classic.
They went unbeaten en route to a WBC crown in 2013. If the score holds, they'll be on that same track here. But Venezuela also unbeaten to this point. One ball, two strikes. That's through the right side, a base hit. Soto will stop at second base, even though Acuna Jr. gave him the green light to go so he could test his arm. Hence the smirk.
It's a beautiful piece of hitting right there by Vladdy. We've seen this whole tournament going line to line. Already with a homer. How about just staying inside the baseball right here, taking it the other way? Just a pure hitter.
Go ahead, go, try it. Manny's used to that from the West Coast, right? The beach balls on the field.
Yeah. This Dominican team feels like they're seeing beach balls.
Yes, that's a good point.
All tournament.
You are right about that. Soto at second, Guerrero at first. Top four hitters for the Dominican Republic, 7 hits and 4 home runs. Manny looking for his first hit here tonight. Lays off 1-1.
Just where the game right here, 2 out knocks, 2 out RBIs. They're just demoralizing for the team that's down.
Taken low, 2 balls and a strike. It's what they've done for these 3.5 games is just grind out at bats and not chase. I mean, these pitches are really close. Four of the 7 runs have come with 2 outs.
Gets himself in a good count here, a fastball count. Jerpa likes to throw the 2-seamer.
Runs the count full. It'll give Soto at second and Guerrero at first a head start.
He got the fastball. Just missed it.
High octane loosening in the Venezuela bullpen. Daniel Palencia. Right now it's Serpa and Machado in the top of the 7th. Tipped and held onto by Contreras. 7th inning stretch.
Case lleno de trophies, racks pa' estar cozy. Me dicen la MVP, baby, I like that. Ponte en la jersey, la one y la only. Me bajo con la pinta, pues I like that.
Well, it's been an awful lot of fun. The Dominican bullpen tonight, 3 innings, just 1 hit, no runs scored. They've gone 17 2/3 scoreless in this WBC. So for as much as we talk about the offense, which is high-powered, as Acuna Jr. chops that one foul, the pitching has also matched. You know, if there's a competition within that clubhouse, which group is going to dominate more? That's working.
Yeah. Dennis Santana taking over now. Another stud. Fastball slider, but you know, we asked Albert, hey man, tell me something that we haven't asked you. And he talked about this coaching staff and, you know, the hitting coach, the bench coach, Placido Polanco, pitching coach, Wellington Cepeda.
Toward right center field, long run, Tatis. He's got a platinum glove. He'll chase that one down. Well, this is how it looks right now. It just ended in Houston. Team Italy wins. So they will get Puerto Rico in the quarterfinal. And the United States will get Canada coming up on Friday. So a bit of a sigh of relief for Team USA. After the loss to Team Italy, Team USA will move on. And then the only matchup that we're yet to figure out, or last 2 I should say, winner tonight gets Korea, loser gets Japan, Friday and Saturday respectively. This is Michael Garcia with a base hit to left field. Nice night for him. That's 4 hits, and he's been on base really all night long. He scored a couple of runs.
Not many 4-hit games by a Venezuelan in a World Baseball Classic. Well, we know Luis Suarez was going to be there. Martin Prado, Cides Escobar, Salvi. Now that young man right there.
Prado had 5 hits in that game in 2017. Arise takes one outside. And to go back to your point, which was a great one on the coaching staffs, again, there is so much communication leading up to this to make sure everybody's on the same page and just as dedicated as the man standing next to him. And obviously the players get all the headlines. As Arise sends one out towards center field for Rodriguez, 2 away. But you're right, the coaches deserve a lot of credit too.
For everybody in this tournament. Yeah, there's a lot of Zooms, a lot of meetings. What's going to happen? The communications with all the clubs. There's a lot of moving pieces every single day.
Yeah, there's a boatload of checklists, right, for all the different, especially on the pitching side, the pitch restrictions for the different rounds, and how many do you throw today? It means you can't throw tomorrow, and the back-to-backs and all of that. And then you throw on top of that what the teams need as these pitchers are gearing up for 6 months of a regular season. So there's that element. And then, of course, the position players may not be playing 9 innings back-to-back days at this point of the spring. So there's a lot of work for all 20 of the coaching staffs in the World Baseball Classic.
Make sure they compete and get them back healthy for the season. That's what Albert said during our meetings.
Spot on. Oh, 2 from Santana. In the dirt, smothered by Wells. The 29-year-old Santana deals a 1-2 with the runner on the move. Wells with the throw to second, a little bit late. Stolen base for Garcia.
one-way lead right there. No need to peek with 2 outs.
Two and two.
One thing I've noticed from this Venezuelan base runners at second base, they kind of jump up and down when they see grip. Right there, every time there's a breaking ball, they kind of just take a couple hops. And if they don't, then, well, it's usually a fastball. There's the hop.
Runner goes again. He'll check down at first, no swing. Another stolen base for Garcia. A walk to Contreras, and it's first and third.
And I don't understand why you steal right there. If you've got something on the guy picking up grip, all the little things happen. Now you're at third base. Well, now you can't see the grip. You can't see location. You can't relay anything. You see the hops right there. Yeah, sure, it's an easy stolen base, but with 2 outs, nobody's going to cover.
Well, whatever edge they may have had goes out the window. Here's Sal Perez. And he swings at the first one and may have just missed that one. Julio puts that one away. DR 6 outs from winning the pool.
Every legend starts somewhere, not in the spotlight, but in the work. It starts here, dialing in your swing, leveling up your look. Then, it clicks. You're locked in. From repping your country on the world stage to building a ball club. It's your journey, your moment, your show. Make your mark. Become a legend.
Rated everyone.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field. Together.
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 The last piece of the puzzle, the last game still going on, is right here in Miami. Both of these teams, of course, 3-0. Team Japan 4-0. Korea 2-2, moving on. Italy and the U.S. thanks to an Italy big-time win over Mexico. 4-0. Italy wins Pool B in Houston. And Canada and Puerto Rico both go 3-1 to advance out of Pool A in San Juan. Quarterfinal start Friday. This is the first time that Team Canada has advanced to the quarterfinals, so congratulations to them. Daniel Palencia takes over. Big arm.
Yeah, hard throwing right-hander. For a guy who was selling food from a food truck at 16 years old, scouts, they thought he wasn't going to throw harder than 90 miles an hour, and now he's throwing 100 miles an hour. What a great story out of San Carlos, Venezuela.
being left off the opening day roster in 2025 to being the team's closer for a good chunk of the year. Junior Caminero pops this one up. Out towards shallow right center. Arise will be there to put it away. So many of those great stories that we're able to tell in this World Baseball Classic. All the different things that get these guys from really kind of the middle of nowhere to the world stage. This tournament, great. You can be an electrician, you can be a mechanic, you could be a future Hall of Famer. All sharing the same patch of grass.
Whew. That's some life right there. Both of these managers said, hey, there's a chance we can face each other again. Just love the downplaying leading up to this game, right? Last 72 hours, we've had the pleasure of talking to both of these managers. Well, you know, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. We can face each other. Later on in this tournament, they both said the same thing.
Yeah.
It feels like they were texting each other. Right, what are we gonna tell everybody?
Exactly, you're right.
Not for the players, though, I'll tell you that. This means a lot.
No doubt. Tipped, held on to by Contreras. So for the Skippers, the team that wins clinches the top seed in Pool D and will go 4-0. They'll get Korea in the quarterfinals on Friday. The loser gets Japan on Saturday. But as both managers have said multiple times throughout this tournament, this week of the tournament, you still, to win it all, have to beat good teams. There's no easy path.
That's right.
One for two night for Austin Wells.
No games tomorrow. Everybody gets the off day.
Everybody's earned an opportunity to catch their breath.
Oh man,
trying to get it back to neutral.
What a first round.
Yeah. Two balls, no strikes. Flip the corner at 97. Similar spot, that time 3-1.
Juan Marichal throwing out the first pitch. Yes. Felix Hernandez throwing out the first pitch. Oh man,
it's stars everywhere. Really the perfect spot for a tournament like this. And Palencia gets the benefit of the low call, and Wells had thrown the bat already, and he's been behind the plate for the last couple of hours. I guess he has a pretty decent idea of the strike zone, or so he thought.
He's had a big zone all night. I've said hello a few times to Gabe Morales when I was hitting. Just hello.
Just hello.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Did
it have a question mark at the end of it, like hello?
Yeah. No. He always said hello back.
Okay.
Yeah. Not too nicely.
You got to keep your edge, buddy. I love it. 3-2, here it comes. Now it's ball 4.
Excalibur, hey, what's the importance of having Perdomo hitting ninth? Well, he's a switch hitter to begin with. He's a guy that sees pitches, not known so much for his power, but he's such an RBI threat, over 100 RBIs last year. He'll always give you a tough at bat.
And you've talked about the importance of turning over the lineup. Austin Wells has been on base 3 times tonight, all with 2 outs. It was a Perdomo single in the 4th inning that kept the line moving with a couple down in the inning to get Tatis to the plate, and then he hit the 3-run home run, which right now is part of that 4-run cushion in the top of the 8th inning.
It's a good take right there. Let's see. Valencia challenges him here with a heater. That was one of the tougher things to do as a hitter. You sit on a changeup, you get the changeup, you lay off of it, and then you're thinking right away, okay, now I've got him set up for a fastball. He saw the way I took that pitch, and you get a cutter or a slider instead. So you want to hit, huh? Tough living.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Sweet cleats he's got going on, the blues and with the reds. You get it all here.
You absolutely do. If there was I know there's a tie-breaking quotient. If there was a quotient for swag, I think we'd be okay. One, two. Lifted out towards center field. Chourio camps underneath that one. Bottom 8 upcoming. Time starting to run out for Venezuela. The Hall of Famer Juan Marichal and Felix Hernandez, they threw the first pitches tonight. Then Sandy Alcantara got in the mix. Juan Soto with the home runs, energy and big hits throughout. This was the matchup that everyone circled in this pool. Both teams are moving on, we know that, but there's still seeding and bragging rights on the line. Paul Severino, Yonder Alonso with you, our great crew here in Miami. As Camilo Doval with the Giants and Yankees, where he wrapped up last year, knows his numbers. He faces William Contreras, Wilyer Abreu, and Andres Jimenez here in the 8th inning.
Cutter, sinker, slider. Hard throwing right-hander. The New York Yankees. He'll probably be a setup man this year.
In front of David Bednar. Ryan Cashman, the Yankees GM, tried to revamp that bullpen last year. Didn't get necessarily the numbers that they had hoped to get from Camilo Doval, but got to imagine with a couple of months under his belt in the Bronx, and this experience to kind of kickstart 2026, they'll be in a pretty good spot.
About this bullpen, though, 2 hits on the day.
Certainly, I don't want to say underrated, but maybe not under talked about.
Absolutely.
Part of this team. That bullpen.
We've got so many great hitters, and their starting pitching has been lights out. And here comes this bullpen. Bunch of setup guys, closers, all-star appearances.
Game started by Sandy Alcantara. Bit of revenge for him tonight. Too short for Domo. One away. Oh, there's power everywhere, including in Houston. The Pasquatch, they call him. Vinny Pasquantino. 1, 2, and he would eventually hit his 3rd home run. And perhaps the biggest cheers came from whatever room Team USA was watching this game at the hotel. Because that punched the ticket for both Team Italy and Team USA. That was espresso, by the way.
He's not sleeping tonight, I'll tell you that much. Cervelli's done a great job with that Italy team. Posada is a part of that staff as well. Jorge Posada. Something about catchers and being good managers.
Yes.
I don't know. Just it's in the water. Or the bruises, however you want to put it.
They're the only ones with the whole game in front of them. One to Abreu. A little out in front of that one. And deep into the seats. And most of the quarterfinal matches are set. Just waiting to see how this one shakes out. If the Dominican holds on, they'll get Korea and Venezuela, Japan. Two balls and 2 strikes to Abreu. Couldn't hold up. Wells tracks it down, throws to first to complete the strikeout. 2 down. Well, not since Acuna Jr. in the 4th inning has Team Venezuela struck out, but make that 7 the most that they've had in a game in the WBC.
Or in a game like this where you're facing a lot of bullpen arms, elite bullpen arms, tough to hit in that environment. It's just very difficult for hitters. So you can have your body ready, you can have your swing ready, but the mind and the clock in your brain is a little bit behind.
And Dusty Baker, who managed Nicaragua in this tournament, talked to us about that. I don't know about you, I could listen to him talk about baseball forever. That off Doval, Machado there. And a 1-2-3 8th inning, 7-3.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Incorporated and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
What an atmosphere we've had. These are your permitted instruments when coming to the ballpark. I mean, this is quite the concerto.
My favorite, the Guido. That's the one that everybody brings to the ballpark. There it is.
That guy right there.
Yeah.
Cowbell. Although it is hard to explore the space here just because it's so packed.
In a game like this, you don't bring your glove.
That's right.
That's a good one right there.
That means business, and so does Tatis. Into left field, a base hit. Off the right arm of Anthony Molina, new pitcher for Venezuela.
Strike thrower. Fastball, sinker, slider change. The Atlanta Braves.
Spent last year with the Rockies, 17 games, made 1 start. Late add to the roster. His former teammate Herman Marquez was replaced. Ketel Marte, part of the fireworks show early on for the Dominican Republic. Singled and scored in the first and a home run in the third. Tatis, a bluff, and up and in on Marte.
Heads up.
Thankfully able to get out of the way of it. Venezuela will march on. However, they'll march on without a couple of players that have been such big pieces of their rosters in the past. Pablo Lopez going through Tommy John recovery right now, although he's been around the team at times this week. And of course, Jose Altuve, and I think of him with that pitch up and in to Marte. Was hit by a pitch in 2023. Really the last thing that you want to see in the WBC. So he's not on this roster. But despite the score tonight, doesn't mean Venezuela cannot win the whole thing. A little room on the outside part of the plate.
A little.
I was being nice.
How you doing? I pick over here.
Why do you say that?
Well, he gave the little pick sign from Contreras to Molina.
Gotcha. See, that's the great job you've done this week, is pick up on all of those little things.
The little things, Paulie.
Runner goes, swing and miss, throw to second, in time. Strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Well, nothing better there from Molina than a strikeout, throw him out. We know about the absolute rocket of an arm Contreras has, but the accuracy is the most important part. Yeah, he got him on the second attempt.
And they're thinking about challenging here, I think. Unless time had run out, and here comes Albert Pujols. So there is the clock to challenge, and I'm wondering if the clock had run out.
I think he initially gets there, but it's on the second attempt right there.
Well, whatever was said between the home plate umpire Gabe Morales and the first base umpire and crew chief Lance Barksdale, Albert's okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he misses him there, and then he grabs him again on the second attempt. He gets the jersey while Tatis is trying to get his hand on the bag.
Well, 2 outs nonetheless, and a strike to Juan Soto. Big swing for him in the first inning. 2-run home run. Got the scoring started for the Dominican. Venezuela did answer back. It was punch counter punch early on. But 7-3 as we play on in the 9th inning now.
Juan Pacheco Soto. He's different.
Yeah.
Special.
That's one way to put it.
Man, so much fun to watch in the box.
And just 27 years old, which is right around the time they say you enter your prime. I don't know what he could do to get better, but 15-year deal going into year 2 with the New York Mets. A lot of people standing, a lot of phones taking video. He's done that an awful lot in his career. Draws the walk.
You know what's better than 1 home run?
I know this one. 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
The score like this, 7-3. 2 for 3 Guerrero on the night.
You think he might come unglued? Is that what you're saying? 98 on the corner, 0-1. Home run in the 3rd. 2-homer inning for the Dominican Republic. 4 home runs tonight. That one into center field, line drive, base hit, gets down. Soto will stop at second base. And a late rally here for the Dominican Republic to try to tack on and put this game to bed.
How short he is to the baseball, how behind he is to the fastball. Oh man, he's just playing catch with his barrel. That's really what he's doing. He's just trying to catch the fastball. And we've seen a guy who's gone line to line all tournament.
You know, he's a lot like the guy that's in the Venezuelan dugout who's going to get himself to Cooperstown. Miguel Cabrera. High average, big time power. Put Aaron Judge on that list. Nowadays feels like most times you have to give up the average to get the power. Not with those guys. Machado too short. That'll do it. Bottom 9 coming up. Take you back to 2009, the longest run that Team Venezuela had in the World Baseball Classic. At least to this point, they're trying to extend that. Even though they're trailing right here, they know that they're moving on. Certainly had some great arms and bats and gloves to help them get to that point in 09. And of course, last time around, 2023, got to the quarterfinals, had a lead late before the Trey Turner Grand Slam turned that game on its head. Gave Team USA the win, ended the tournament for Venezuela. As Abner Uribe takes over.
Pair of teammates facing each other.
Jackson Churio waits on a 1-0.
Little bragging rights.
0 for 3 tonight for Churio. And a lot of offers for the most part against the Dominican bullpen. This is the 20th appearance for a reliever in their bullpen. Not 20th pitcher, obviously, but 20th different appearance. 8 hits in 19 2/3 innings and no runs. And tonight, the top half and the bottom half have not had the same synergy that Omar Lopez and that coaching staff would have liked. And while they're running out of time, they do get the leadoff man on to hopefully start a rally here. As we go back to 2009, once again, they were 6-2 that run. They lost the semifinals to Korea. We know about the quarterfinal loss to Team USA. They're headed back to the quarterfinal. If this score holds, they'll get Japan on Saturday. Those games will be here in Miami. Korea and Japan taking the long trip from Tokyo to get to South Florida. 0-1 to Ronald Acuna Jr. Checked the swing, but tapped it foul. How about 2 home runs for O'Neal Cruz, and he's barely seen any action in this, WBC.
Not just 2 home runs. I mean,
that's shortchanging.
Write an article on both of those home runs.
.450 and 400 feet in distance. 0-2. Line foul.
You talked about this bullpen for the Dominican team, but so much credit has to be had to Austin Wells behind the plate. The way he's called pitches, he's seen pretty much a different arm come out of that bullpen every inning.
Yeah, great point. Not a ton of familiarity with these arms. Sure, he knows Doval from their time in the Bronx and a couple other arms maybe that have passed through, but that is not an easy job. You're right.
You just don't have enough time to get to know a guy. You're going on the fly.
And there's probably a tricky dynamic too. The pitcher doesn't want to give Austin Wells, the hitter, too much info. Maybe not. Maybe. He'll confide in the catcher, but not the hitter. Up and in.
We've seen time and time again how pitchers like to go up and in on Acuna. You wonder, okay, why do you go up and in on Acuna? And a lot of times, you know, they're moving his feet, they're moving his hands, but he's also a diver at the plate. That lead leg goes to home plate rather than the pitcher. To be able to get to that, being able to fall it off instead of swinging and missing on it.
And no hitter likes to get thrown at, and I think I'm reading you right. He's not being thrown at.
No.
You have to, if you're a pitcher, own that inside corner.
Correct.
In the dirt, blocked by Wells. And while the Dominican has been in control for the back half of this game and in front really all night, it can get interesting real quick here. With Garcia next, and then Arise and Contreras if it gets that far. And this the 10th pitch of the at-bat from Uribe after a check on Churio. Three-two. And business is about to pick up. First and second, nobody out.
Well, they've got the right guy today in Michael Garcia with 4 hits. How has he done it? Well, been all over the field. Picking up himself an infield single there. Then a double for a rocket to left center. He's just been in everything when it comes to the offense for Venezuela. The most improved player for Kansas City by far last year.
And you get the sense he's going to be an anchor to this team Venezuela WBC team for years to come.
Oh yeah.
Pitching coach out to talk to Uribe, who has walked a couple. If there's been a knock on the bullpen, it's been the walks, 5 of them, and 7 total tonight if you throw Sandy's walks in there. That was Alvarado loosens in the Dominican bullpen. Churio at second, Acuna at first. Great speed if there's a ball in the gap. And Garcia takes outside. Showed you the list. Only Martin Prado has had a 5-hit game in the WBC. Blocked by Wells, and Uribe just can't find the plate. Two 0. 3 balls and no strikes.
I would think if you're Michael Garcia here, you're waiting for 2 strikes.
Ball 4. They are loaded, and the tying run comes to the plate. And the manager comes out to the mound. He's a different player in the WBC.
Oh, he sure is, especially with the first 2 pitches of an at-bat. Super aggressive. There's just something about wearing that Venezuelan jersey on his chest. One-handed, two-handed, it just doesn't matter. He's going to find the barrel. And for this team in Venezuela right now, this is their best guy taking the at-bat.
On the first 2 pitches of an at-bat, 5 for 5, all of them extra base hits. Chorio at third, Acuna at second, Garcia at first, all on via walk. Elvis Alvarado out of the bullpen. Seven years old. This is his first WBC. A rookie with the A's last year. And trying to get the pitch count system to work. I think we've got it. Here comes ball 1.
One thing Alvarado has struggled with in the past is command.
A ribby double tonight for Arise. Ball and 2 strikes.
Or gets a good fastball there to hit.
One of the hardest hitters to strike out. Down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes. Out to left. Soto is there. Makes the catch. A little hesitation. But the out perhaps more important than the run.
Yeah.
7-4.
We know Arise is going to find the barrel. Gets another fastball here. Goes the other way with it. The Dominican team will definitely trade a run for an out. Surprised Venezuela hasn't gone to their bench. You got a guy like Eugenio Suarez, one swing of the bat can tie this thing up.
He's on the top step, but it's going to be Contreras here. First pitch to Wilson. Ground ball right back to the mound, and that goes into center field. A run will score on what could have been a game-ending double play ball. Instead, it keeps the rally alive.
A pitcher's best friend turns into an enemy. Gets the ground ball. Throws it to center field. He made the pitch. He just can't believe it.
The first runs allowed by the Dominican bullpen. We talked about it with the Soto catch on the sac fly. Just make sure you get the outs. Would you have liked to see him maybe get off the mound to make that throw off the slope, or did that just not have anything to do with it?
No, I don't think it had anything to do with it. You practice it in spring training, you prepare for it, and You got to put it aside now, and you got a guy like Salvi who likes to swing at the first pitch. He is a double play threat, though.
First runs allowed by the Dominican bullpen. 7-5. First and third, one out. Double play still in order. Salvi does cut it loose on the first one. 0-1. For 4 for the captain in his 4th WBC. 0-2.
But that's how special this bullpen is in a game where, you know, you throw it away like that in Alvarado with that ground ball, you still got 99 in your back pocket.
That's Machado at third. That's one. That's two. DR hangs on and wins Pool D.
How about this bullpen? How about this offense for the Dominican team?